Good afternoon, Martree. It's Matt Wright, Superintendent of Martree School District, bringing you a message in a familiar format, similar to what we did with our Monday messages that we used May through August. But I wanted to take an opportunity to answer some questions or to update you what's taking place in our school um, over the past week and a half. Before I do that, I want to thank everybody for their support over the past week. Your encouraging and your kind words have meant so much. Right now, I know that everybody's sacrificing. So the fact that people are stopping what they're dealing with in their own personal life and with their struggles and thanking us for the efforts that we're putting forth, it's appreciated more than you'll ever know or that my words can adequately express um, on a video. And so I want to start off by telling you that the first 6 weeks of school were fantastic, almost perfect even. The kids were amazing, the staff was amazing, parents were amazing. We could not have drawn up a better start to school than what we possibly had. Uh, there were a few kids that had to be quarantined for things that were happening outside of school. There was no impact of anything that was happening within our school doors, but there wasn't very many, and it was a great start to school. However, that all started changing about 10, 11 days ago, right around the second or the third. And that's when we received word that we had our first positive cases. Now, I think that we responded fairly quickly, and almost everyone was notified by the end of school of that day. And in my mind, at that point in time, here's how I kind of played that out. Our first positive test cases meant that more could come. However, through the weekend, nobody was showing signs or symptoms. On Monday and Tuesday of last week, everything was normal. I was beginning to think that we were going to get lucky and that we had dodged that first round or our second round. From what I've learned, you sometimes don't become knowledgeable about the virus being in a building until it's on its second, third generation of spread. And if you follow that data, then one infected person typically infects two and a half more. So that third generation would have mean that we would have seen one infection turn to six before we even knew that we really had it. Well, we got through that first round. Monday and Tuesday were great, and Wednesday, everything started changing. Last Wednesday, everything started changing. Within about 45 minutes, we received more positive cases, and there were a few more that called to say, we're getting tested. So with those positive tests on Wednesday, it impacted part of our school infrastructure and how we meet the needs of our children. So we had to do we had several things that we needed to do. First and foremost, we needed to get a good grip on our contact tracing. Everything happened so rapidly. We needed to be able to stop and do a thorough job of contact tracing. There was a lot that we needed to do in terms of that, and we needed to get it done fast. Secondly, we had to create a plan for the continuation of school. And then finally, we needed to start to gain an understanding of where this road might lead. How many more cases could we possibly be faced with? And so uh, last Wednesday, I consulted with the Department of Education, and we agreed that what we needed was a temporary pause. And so that led to dismissal on Thursday and Friday. We agreed to, last Thursday and Friday, we agreed to visit again on Friday morning. Now, on last Thursday, there was another positive test. And at that point, we had a few tests of people who come in contact with a lot of kids. On Friday morning, I expressed to the Department of Education that while I wanted to resume school, I was afraid of where our positive test could lead. We just thought it was too soon. We were less than 48 hours removed from receiving several positive tests. And if we came back and there were more positives, we knew that we were going to be facing the same battle just a few days later. And so the discussion was all positive. We were all on the same page, and everybody agreed that our district needed more time. So that led to our dismissal this week. That was early, mid-morning Friday, and everything stayed quiet on Friday. And around 5 o'clock last Friday, I was starting to think maybe we overreacted. Shortly thereafter, the phone rang, and there was another positive. And then there was another phone call with another positive. Unfortunately, that continued throughout the weekend and through Monday. And right now, we have 13 positive cases. We have around 80 students that are quarantined and 9 staff that's quarantined. Now, that's a lot. Uh, I'm sure that's probably it's alarming to me. I know it is to you. It's the first time you've heard those numbers. But now our numbers are getting ready to decrease because our original tests, those students are soon to be cleared, and all the staff and students at the elementary school are getting ready to be released, and so that's going to remove over 30 students and several staff members from that quarantine list. At this time, none of our elementary staff and students who were quarantined are showing signs, symptoms, or have a positive test, and we are beyond grateful. We're beyond grateful for that. So, what happened? What led us to be where we're at right now? Well, let me say this. I believe that um, any person in a position of leadership, when things go wrong, you got to look in the mirror first. And so that's what I've done. That's what our administration done. That's exactly what our staff has done, and we'll continue to do that throughout this week. We can't control what happens outside the building, so we're going to focus on what we control inside of the building. I've got a meeting, a consult set up with the Department of Health later just to review our practices and procedures, see how we can tweak those, ask for some additional suggestions on how we can enhance the safety of our school. And so please know that we are definitely taking our role in this seriously, and in no shape, form, or fashion will we want to point the finger outside of the school building, because that's not who I want to be. That's not who our administration wants to be. That's not who our staff wants to be. We are definitely taking a good, strong look in the mirror. But many people have asked over the past few days, what can we do to help? And I think that's simple. As a community, as parents, as a school, we cannot let our guard down and not follow the safety guidelines that have been set forth by the state. Make sure you're wearing your mask. Talk to your kids about the importance of wearing their masks. Um, please make sure that when kids get a test, that they quarantine until results come in. Talk to your kids about the importance of washing their hands. All of the discussion points that we've learned about, the conversations that we've learned we need to have with our kids, make sure that you're having them. Especially though, when tests are taken, knowing that people need to quarantine until those test results come back. Make sure that when kids are quarantined, even if they don't have a positive test result, until they get those test results back, they don't need to be hanging out with friends. Help them understand the health implications that they might experience by not following the rules and regulations the health implications of a positive test and how that can impact them. But more importantly, what would the health implications look like for their grandparents? Um, but even on a grander scale, uh, I would ask you to talk to your kids and let them consider the implications of parents in our district. Those parents who are struggling right now, who are having to be off work right now, to be at home taking care of their kids. The implications are so far reaching. There's so much more than just what we individually faced or individually what our children would face. It literally spreads to our families, um, to their employers, to the economy. I mean, all those different things come into play when you look at how impactful all of this could be. So please talk to them about sacrificing for the greater good. Are we out of the woods yet? To be honest with you, I have no clue. The good news is there have been no positive test results today. Hopefully that trend will continue throughout the week, but we will continue to monitor the situation throughout the week and the weekend. Y'all, our school needs help, and I said in a video earlier this summer, I'm not a political person. I'm not. I would even go as far as to say, and I know this isn't a nice word to use, I hate politics. Um, but if we're going to keep uh, going to school, if we're going to make sure that our kids are healthy, if we're going to make sure our community stays healthy, if we're going to make sure that our families continue to have jobs so they can feed their families, please help us. I want there to be school. I want there to be football on Friday nights. But more importantly, I want to make sure that we're feeding all of our kids. I want to make sure that we're educating all of our kids. And I want to be able to say that we're keeping our community safe in the process. So please have some of those conversations with your kids. Understand, help them understand the rules and regulations, the safety precautions that we all need to be taking. As always, just know that we're here to serve. And if we can help, please don't hesitate to reach out. Hope you have a good day. Hope you have a good week. And we will continue to keep you updated. Have a good day.